Hello folks, and welcome back to the channel. I got another tutorial for you guys. First, let's get this YouTube stuff out of the way. If you like the content, make sure to smash that like button and then share it on your social media. When you share it on your social media, follow me on that Bird app. The link is in the description. Subscribe to the channel, click that notification bell for all if you haven't done it yet already. And leave some comments underneath the video. If you've got any questions or comments, just leave it below the video and I'll get back to you. I always read my comments, guys. That's all the free and easy things you can do to help support the channel. If you want to support the channel directly, look in the description. Use the Ko-Fi link for a one-time tip or the subscribe star to join as a channel member. Otherwise, underneath the YouTube video, use the join button or the super thanks button. All right, guys. Let's get into this. Roll that intro. Now, as you might have guessed, the warehouse is important because this is where you're going to build all of your setups. This is the best way to do it because you see I have the setups I built for the bookshelves and the mannequin and all that stuff that I built in the first parts of this tutorial. So I'm going to build a setup for a dining table. Now, if you use whatever kind of interior furnishings you use those. Now, for stuff like the farm, for tables and stuff, you have the tables for farm. We're going to put the word filter in the filter table. You have the stuff for farm table like this, and I'll show this to you. And this is like this. You can use this, except there's no beds. Not really, because there's no beds called farm beds. Orc beds are the closest thing. The orc bed is the closest thing that you're going to have. So if you want to use all wood, orc, put that in the right filter, like this. This is the closest thing to a farm bed that we have in the kit for vanilla. So you can use this and the farm tables. I'm not going to. I'm just going to use the common tables. So I'm just going to use the common furniture, and I'm going to use so I can use common beds and stuff. So preview, that's actually probably the size that I want, because there's two of them. There's this one, which is longer, and then there's this one. So we're going to go with this one. I'm going to turn my snap to grid, snap to angle on so I can get it centered up. Now I need some chairs. So common chair. And I'm going to want 4 chairs because I'm going to have 2 for kids, 2 for adults. Got it? Right. So you can, I'm going to use the left to right, maybe. See if it's this one. This is just your standard common chair, and then there's the one that has the back like that and the yellow seat. I'm just going to use the standard common chair, and I want to see how this fits in here. So I'm going to drop this in here. Right. So that's going to be a problem as far as it being too close together. So I'm going to duplicate it. Yeah, see? I guess it'll work. Now, if you want to put them closer, here's a good idea. We're going to take and we're going to delete both of these. And then I'm going to put the common chair left in like this. And then I'm going to put the common chair right in like this. So this way, I can get these closer like that. And just, I'm going to take and I'm going to duplicate these. And I'm going to use my C key to move. Oh, uh-oh. Didn't get them both. All right. So that one, hold control to select them both. Duplicate. C key to move them over here. Rotate them. And then move them into position. Now, if you want to get it closer, just turn off your snap to grid and use your directional keys here like that, and same thing here like that. That's good right there. So that's pretty good right there. We're going to take and select that whole thing, click off of our floor there, and we're going to move this over here, and we're going to turn our snap to grid and angle back on. Now it will hold the positioning the fine positioning you did with that. And now we're going to click on our table, and because I am going to make it multi-adoption friendly. So what we're going to need to do is we're going to double click this table, bring up the reference, and for location ref type in the tab, you want to go ahead and choose child dining table for the location ref type and push OK. I'll put a purple marker on there. That's okay. Now we can make, you can leave it like that and just put, like, I don't know, candle horn on there, which I am going to do that. So candle horn, you can use the one candle horn and then click on static. You can use the table one, this one like this, but that's kind of boring. That's what you normally see. So I'm going to do something else. I'm going to use the one for the floor. I'm going to stick this up on here, and it's huge, right? Oh, use your S key, and we're going to move it down. Now it looks like it doesn't look nearly as bad. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to put that there, and then we're going to try to put it right here in the center of that. That's okay. We'll take our snap to grid off. We'll move this, and it looks like that's pretty close. And we're going to go ahead and move this over to there, and then move that back right to there. And that should be in the middle. Now that looks pretty good. Now here's a nifty little trick. Now pay attention, guys, because this is something you don't see all the time. I want to put plates of food on the table that's always there, that doesn't move, because you know, like when you go into a house, a good example is Alvor's house, the blacksmith, and white Riverwood. When you go in there the first time, everything explodes off the table. A lot of the time. Sometimes it happens for people, sometimes it doesn't. So I'm going to use the wooden plate. So wooden. And then I'm going to click on all. And this is the wooden stuff. Basic wooden bowl, basic wooden plate. So I'm going to put the basic wooden plate in right here. And I only need to do this once. So I'm going to kind of place that right where I want it. Then I'm going to double click on this. First thing I'm going to do is click Don't Havoc Settle. Then I'm going to go to Scripts. Now, there's a default script that you can use. Click Add. And wait for it to do its thing. And in the filter, you want to type in default disable. Default dis. The script you want is the default disable havoc unload script. Push OK on that. OK to confirm it. Open it back up. And you got to set the properties. The properties you want to do is you edit the value. So they're all... So these first three here are false. And just leave it on the keyword Havoc Partner. Don't do anything. Push OK. Now that plate will not move. You can shout at it. You can hit it with a sword. Whatever you want to do. It won't move. Not at all. So, the only time it will move is if you take the plate and then you drop it. Then it reactivates its havoc because it's considered a different reference. So we're going to put some food in here on this plate. And we're going to go food. And I think I want to do... Let me see. Cooked horker meat. And horker meat is huge, dude. Huge. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shrink this down and kind of move it over here. Just so that kind of move it around. I kind of want to move it up and have it floating a little bit. It's so close that you won't actually notice it in game. The reason is because the havoc gets all strange if you have it clipped right up against the collision of this will go crazy with the collision of the plate. So put your stuff up there just a little bit. Same thing. Click your Don't Havoc Settle and default disable havoc unload script and properties. Close those. Make the first three false right there. Good. Now you can take and duplicate this. And when you duplicate it, you can move it over here. I'm gonna do a cheese wedge. So I'm gonna do a search and replace. And I'm gonna go find my cheese wedge. I like this one. I like this one because I resized the horker meat, I get the right size of cheese wedge. So I'm going to go ahead and put a couple of cheese wedges in here. Oops, a little. Now if you push F, it'll drop it right to the thing. Right to the plate. I'm going to move it up just a little bit. You know, because it's, like I said, it's so close that it doesn't matter. I'm going to go ahead and duplicate it again. Just kind of, there's my my cheese. Now I want to have an apple. So I'm going to duplicate that cheese, and I'm going to do a search and replace for the apple. And I want food apple one. Yes. And now see, that looks a little more a little better. Now these apples, if you push F, that'll be good. Now I'm going to use my W key, and I say I'm going to, I don't know, first I'm going to spin it around a little bit. A little bit more. Got to be real careful, because the kit's a little touchy about this kind of thing. So now I'm gonna tilt that just like that, turn that off, but then I'm gonna take it, I'm gonna turn it like that. So that gives me a little bit better placement. And remember what I said, I don't recommend having it right against the plate. So that's pretty good. Now we need some let's see, some bread. Yes. So we're going to duplicate, same thing, duplicate it, and search and replace. And now we're going to do some bread. Bread 1B is the half loaf. The full loaf is the 1A. So, and that actually looks like it's going to be okay. So we're going to go ahead and that. Now, if you want to turn the Havoc on this bread, click off your Don't Havoc Settle, and then click this, and it'll settle in there. Just you got to do it real quick, real fast, real quick, and then you turn that back on. You open that back up and you click Don't Havoc Settle. Now when you click your Havoc button, nothing moves. It's great. Now, if you want to try to get it all super cluttered up with food, you can do that, but just be careful. So that's just a simple plate that I want. Now, I want to have this, I want to go ahead and I want to select that whole setup, move my cursor around, make sure that that's only selected, and I'm going to move that kind of in front there. And then I'm going to duplicate it. And everybody, we're having Horker tonight. But we had Horker last night. Doesn't matter. We're having Horker again tonight. But Mommy. Ain't your mommy. I'm your daddy. Adopted. Anyway, so now we have our cluttered table where nothing moves. Now you can go ahead and use one of these plates as a platter and make a food platter. So we're going to duplicate it. Now I want to go ahead because I want to I'll make that a little bit bigger. Right? And then you can go ahead take Horker meat over here and put a few of these Horker meats on here, like four of them for seconds or whatever, anything like that, and you just go crazy. But we want to have some drinks out. We want to have our drinks, so we're going to need a tankard or a cup. If you want to use glazed cups and stuff like that, you just type in the word glazed and hit the filter. I'm just going to use tankards. I have a replacer. For the common tankard. It makes it into a wood-like thing here. And I am going to put this default disable script on it. Remember, click your don't have Exiles, add, and default disable Havoc on load script. Change your properties. Just like that. And then duplicate that. Now you can put any kind of bottle. If you put a bottle of wine on for what's supposed to be the adult side and the ones that are supposed to be for the kid side. Of course, the way the game works, if the kids want to sit in the adult chairs, they can. So you got to kind of take that with a grain of salt. So there. That's my basic table setup. Now remember what I said. I said we was going to use glows to make it look like stuff is lighting up. So we're going to clear the filter and we're going to type in the word glow. And we're going to go to movable static. And that's the follow glows. No, static. We want the FX glow fill round, and I'm going to use the dim one. And I'm going to drag that in. I'm going to slap that right there, just like that. And the thing about this is, now that I've done that, I'm going to take and hide it. And I'm going to select all of that. And I'm going to push F that. I'm going to click that. I'm going to move that over so I can select all of that. Now, this is kind of the last thing you want to do, because you might want to, when you put this in your cell, that glow is going to interfere with you choosing other things. So you can either put this in last after you've done all the clutter for every place else, or you can, before you start placing other things, you just click on this, double click one, and it'll hide it. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and we're going to place our table here that we made in our house. So copy, and we're going to go to the farm. Remember what I said about it coming right back to the COC marker? Yes. Now we're going to take it, paste this in. You will have to place it manually because it does that. So we're gonna. You don't have to. It doesn't have to be perfect, but I'm kind of OCD about that kind of stuff. Kinda. Yes, kinda. Now, what I want to do is I want to, like that, turn my snap to angle on, and do it like this, so that I can put it right up to there. Now I'm thinking about how I'm going to nav mesh this. So I can actually move this all the way over to here, as long as I leave enough room for the nav meshing can't get to it. If you put this all over here, the person in the right hand bottom chair is locked out. So we're gonna kind of center this up right here. And that looks good. That looks all right. I'm happy. I'm kind of happy with that. Now we're going to need to put our cooking station in, our cooking pot in. And I'll show you how to build one of those, because the cooking pot is in pieces.